All right. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video Today, we're going to get into a variety of topics, but this first topic we are going to talk about, what we're going to get into is that Tesla discounts are back. They are back live on the websites. They are ready to go. They are here. And so I'm going to show you exactly where to go to get one, where to secure a Tesla Model 3 with a substantial discount. And this is pretty early in the game, right? It's only April still. We know how Tesla works in quarterly fashion. I'll tell you exactly how that works, but we're going to get into that plus a variety of different topics. But before we get into that, let's roll that intro real quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there that has interest rates as low as 2.99%, but more realistically 3.7%. But definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And shout out to my latest Patreon members. We've got Kafayat, Rohit, Than, Michael, Christine. Hopefully I got your names right. Sorry if I didn't. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for joining in. If you want to check it out, link down below, the Patreon link down below in the description. But let us jump into it. So before we show the discounts, I do want to shout out my newest playlist that I created that gives you all the starting videos that you should watch if you're interested in buying a Tesla, if you want to figure out what is the next step and all the different stuff. These are probably like the top videos that go through everything line by line. But let us jump into this first, right? So as we know, Tesla Model 3, it's still an expensive vehicle. I mean, yes, it is cheaper, especially the Model 3 rear-wheel drive. It's lower than the average price of a new car being sold today in the United States. Of course, that price being $47,000, but Model 3 standard range, I just got a recent price cut of $2,000 down to the low price of $39,990. And of course, the price before this was $41,990. But the price before that was $42,990, and on and up it goes. And the reason why, if you don't know why this got a most recent $3,000 haircut or price discount very recently, is because there is a $7,500 federal tax credit for the Model 3 Performance and all Model Ys, but the Model 3 standard range lost half of that tax credit, down from $7,500 down to $3,750. So that what that means is if you buy a Tesla Model 3 today, you can only qualify for a maximum of a $3,750 tax credit, which if you think about it, that's bad. Yes, you don't get the full, impact or full benefit of the tax credit. But the thing with that is that most people that are buying Model 3 standard ranges might have a lower income. So this actually makes a lot of sense for people that, I just got the question yesterday, hey, I don't qualify for the full $7,500 because I make this amount of income and I'm married or whatever, have deductions and all that stuff. I have kids. So I actually recommended that maybe you should look into the Model 3 standard range, because if you only have a tax liability of $4,000, then you can only redeem the maximum $3,750 tax credit for buying a Model 3 standard range. So you can see right here on the screen, we're using Smart Asset Income Tax Calculator, estimating your federal taxes every single year. And so if we put in here right here, $50,000 income, and the federal liability is $4,241. So you essentially get that full amount back. But let's say you're married. Let's say you make $100,000 and you're married. You're going to have a tax liability of $84,000. So then it might make sense to actually get the Model Y. But let's say you do some 401k action, you reduce $20,000 of it off, and then that brings your tax liability down to $6,081. So Jumping to the Model 3 though, so the most recent price is $39,990. I do kind of predict that the best time to buy a Tesla is going to be June, because Tesla works in end of quarter functions or fashions, and in June is the end of the second quarter. We're still only in the first month of the second quarter, which is April, then May, then June. We see this every single time and time again. We've been streaming for about almost every day for the past like 6 months now, and we've seen it. We saw it in December, we saw it in March, and that's when Tesla released all the stops, all the discounts out there, and all the different promotions, whether it's supercharging or anything like that. But here's the discounted Tesla Model 3. Pretty early in the game, in my opinion. We've got a 2023 Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive standard range with the, of course, 200 and whatever thousand miles or 200 miles. It's got a $1,760 discount. You can see it right here on the right side of the screen. Of course, it's a black with the 19-inch rim, so that's why it's a little bit of an elevated price. But this is a pretty substantial discount. If you've been looking for a vehicle like this, if you've been wanting a Tesla Model 3 with a discount, this essentially is pretty nice, because this stacks on top of the federal tax credit. This stacks on top of any sort of state incentives for buying a new vehicle, because at the end of the day, this is a brand new vehicle. You will still be the first owner, and you can take advantage of all those different incentives. So here it is, $1,760. It's probably even gone by now. Let's take a look. Nope, still actually available on the website, and it stacks with the $3,750 discount. And here's another one, Model 3 rear-wheel drive, blue with white interior with the 18-inch rims. Actually, I actually prefer this one. Of course, this website, if you don't know what website we were actually on, this is waitingfortesla.com. It's a third-party aggregator site. Shout out to TJ and the team. It allows you to see all the different vehicles across the country that are in inventory that you can get a discount for. And this one, $1,000 discount on it. Pretty nice build. Pretty much you basically are getting white interior or even the blue for free if you pick one of the two. And it only has 570 miles on it. So usually what happens, I'll tell you exactly, if you've been waiting on the sidelines, if you have not taken delivery yet, usually what happens by the end of each quarter, so I'm talking June of this year, coming up in the next few months, we are going to see actually massive discounts across the board on all different models. I mean, we're already seeing it on the Model S and the X because there's massive amounts of discounts there. But if we take a look, and this is the reason why, this is Matt Jung's website that tracks all the different inventory across the United States. And you can see all the way to the right side, there is a ton of inventory on the up and up and up for Model 3 specifically. And basically, we know the pattern. When Tesla inventory goes up, prices go down. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the stream on what types of incentives Tesla might potentially be coming out with. And so that's why I really feel like the best time, if you can wait, if you don't need a car right now, if you don't have a trade and you don't want to worry about trading that vehicle, or you've got low interest rates locked in or something like that, you don't want to have to worry about that, the best time to buy is going to be June. So if you can wait until then, you know, it's a different story. If you've got a trade-in vehicle, you need to get out of it because of whatever reason you think the value is going to go down, which it probably won't in these next few months because it's summer and summer is a great time. But interest rates will be going up and up and up. I mean, Tesla's financing is 5.59%. Of course, you can beat that. There are lower rates out there. There are lower rates through credit unions and banks. Check out the Patreon link down below in the description to get the best Tesla buying guide out there that has links to all the best rates. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. But 5.59, this will be going up, and all the credit unions, you kind of take that gamble of those going up as well. But if you can wait, if you can be patient, June will be the best time to buy, and we're going to see pages and pages, at least 2 to 3 pages of discounted Tesla Model 3 inventory. And I would even predict Tesla Model 3, they're going to drop the price of this another $2,000 to $3,000 because inventory seems like it's going out of control, especially for the Model 3 side. And so that's exactly my prediction. But we're going to jump into the live stream comments. We're going to jump into actually the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you are interested. Water break. All right. Thanks for jumping in, everyone. Dip in. Thank you. Paul, welcome back. 1XXX King Snake. Is that supposed to be something else before the King Snake? I see what you're trying to do there. But welcome in, everyone. We've got a handful of topics. Where's my topic list? Right here. Right here. There's been some pretty interesting stuff coming around in the EV news, that's for sure. But in this next topic, it looks like GM has killed their Tesla killer. Of course, we're talking about a certain GM electric vehicle that is supposed to be coming out, or that was already out, and GM has killed the production of it in favor of another EV electric vehicle. So we'll take a look at it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel, but more on that later. All right, so let us take a look at this. So GM is ending the Chevy Bolt production by year's end. I mean, this is a pretty interesting to say the least, because I feel like Chevy Bolt and the Chevy Bolt EUV are pretty much the volume vehicles for GM, but I guess they are starting to realize that it's hard to sell and make profit at that certain level, especially with those vehicles, because I want to say those vehicles are what, like $25,000 to $30,000, but of course there's dealers that could mark up it in between, and of course there is a $7,500 federal tax credit. But at the end of the day, like, this is very interesting, but it seems like they've got good reason, right? They're going to cease the production of the Chevy Bolt EV and EUV because they're going to retool the factory for Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra truck production in 2024. I wonder if they've talked to the Ford side and how Ford might potentially have a problem with selling their Ford F-150 Lightnings, and no one's necessarily, or there's less people and less demand buying them, because I guess at the end of the day, a truck at that high caliber it's a lot of vehicle, a lot of money. I mean, Tesla's having maybe some would say a little bit of trouble selling the Model S and the X right now at the 70 to 90K price points. And so that's probably happening across the board. I mean, there's probably just less and less and less buyers as you go up the price of certain vehicles. And I mean, it makes sense at the end. And that's why Tesla is dropping the price on the Model 3 and the Model Y. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. I mean, they certainly produced and sold a lot of Chevy Bolt and Bolt EUVs. I'm glad we never purchased one of these, because it seems like it's not a long-term car, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, Chevy could always bring this back, or GM could always bring this back in the near future, but it is very interesting to see that as vehicles on the cusp of production, maybe, of course, we talk about a Tesla $25,000 vehicle Model 2 that might be coming out. We're starting to see other manufacturers pulling out of that price segment. So let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you're thinking. Do you, I mean, this is, I guess, Tesla killer, or the Tesla killer has been killed, and Model 3 reigns, and maybe potentially a newer model vehicle. But we're going to jump into the next topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is the Patreon link where you can support the channel. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And thanks for joining in, everybody. We've got a couple more topics, and then we will certainly get to the live stream chat, because that's the benefit, right? You can come in here, ask anything you want, and then we will answer it. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. And I know there was a couple people that came in, or every once in a while, there's people that come in that are pretty upset about the most recent price drop. So I've adjusted my petition for all of you out there. It used to say Q4 or previous buyers last year, but now I changed it to any vehicle or any person that bought a Tesla pre-price drop. I really feel like Tesla should give some sort of promotion, whether it's full beta full self-driving or promotional full self-driving. I think at the end of the day, Tesla should do something for those people that have paid a higher price. Of course, they probably will not give any sort of retroactive price discount or anything like that, but they could give promotions to really anybody that's affected in that price range or that purchase price, so that they can certainly may get excited about the brand again, because they probably have a bad taste in their mouth with Tesla, just like I probably would. I mean, I kind of do, because of all the how aggressive the price drops have been. So definitely check it out. Change.org/Tesla refund. A pretty nice hyperlink, right? We got it all locked in. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are purchasing a Tesla or are right on the cusp. We've created a new playlist on the channel. I selected like a quick 30 videos. I know that's a lot. 30 videos on like the basic ones on kind of what is the best steps to get the best deal, so that you can watch them, take a look at them, and start from a certain cadence, because I know we do go live almost every single day and post lots of videos every day, a single day. So definitely take a look if you are interested. But in this next topic, we're going to talk about Tesla inventory and how Tesla inventory for the Model 3 and Y specifically seems to be spiking and going back up. So does this mean that Tesla discounts are not working, or have they basically lost all effect? Are people conditioned to this and waiting? I mean, we talk about it a lot. And really, should Tesla do something else to incentivize buyers to buy vehicles? So we'll talk about it. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there that has links to all the credit unions, banks, and rates that are as low as 2.99 to 3.7%. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And so let us take a look at this. The one thing we'll take a look at first is the Model 3 inventory. You can see we were at pretty much a standstill for a little bit, but now inventory for the Model 3 is starting to spike up to even higher and higher levels, now at 714 Model 3s. So this is not good. I want to say on average we stay anywhere, or Tesla stays anywhere from 300 to 400 vehicles posted online. And the one thing we do know is that Tesla does manipulate their inventory online. They do not show every single vehicle that they have in stock. They only show one combination of one type of vehicle. So let's say it's one Model 3 with the white with black interior with 19-inch rims or 18-inch rims. If they have another or a handful, or even more than that, they will not show 3 or 4 of the same configuration in stock at a certain location. They'll only just show one. So this is what's posted to the website. This is what's showing right now. And Model 3 inventory is up on the up and up. So the question is, will there be some sort of incentive or some sort of discount in the near future for the Model 3 standard range? I think so. I certainly do, because there's a lot of Model 3 standard ranges exactly in inventory. I mean, I get this question a lot on where is the Model 3 long range, and I really don't feel like that vehicle is coming back until the refresh version comes out, especially in the American markets. And so if you are looking for that vehicle, you might as well kind of step up for the performance, or even just switch to the Model Y long range or all-wheel drive, because that's probably a better value at the end of the day there for that. But you can see right here, there is a ton of Model 3 rear-wheel drives at 677 posted on waitingfortesla.com. So the time to buy a Model 3 standard range, not now. I would say you might as well wait. There's really no any sort of indication or any sort of incentive on actually to buy this. And we'll talk about incentives on what I think may be coming in the near future for Tesla. But I really don't feel like it's worth it to buy a Model 3 right now. You might as well just wait till the end of the quarter. Wait till June and until then. But Model Y, different, little bit of a different story, but also almost also the same story. If you don't know what happened recently, Model Y got price cuts of $3,000 across the board, down to $46,990 for the lowest configuration for the all-wheel drive standard range, and that of course has a 279-mile range. And so this qualifies for the full $7,500 federal tax credit. So it makes sense why a lot more people are interested in this vehicle versus the Model 3. It's just better value across the board, dollar for dollar at the end of the day. And if you take a look at this Model Y standard range at the price of $46,990, factor in that $7,500 tax credit, that brings it to basically the price of a Model 3 standard range before the Model 3 standard range's tax credit. So I can see why a lot more people are interested in this. But Model Y inventory, according to Matt Jung's inventory website, is starting to tick back up just a little bit. You can see on the right side of the screen right here, there is a slight increase in inventory, and we know what exactly happens when the inventory starts to come up. And so we know from the latest Tesla earnings call that the Tesla executive team looks at inventory on a week-to-week basis in terms of production output. And so, they might be wondering, they might be thinking. And then we also know that Tesla recently, or Elon recently on an earnings call, said that Tesla is the only manufacturer, is the only car maker that can sell vehicles at a near zero profit margin. And so is he signaling that more price drops are on the near future? We'll see. I mean, they've got a big number to hit this year. And so, I mean, I feel like they're willing to do whatever it takes at the end of the day. But taking a look at it, I mean, I certainly feel like more price drops could be on the near horizon. So, I got someone commented the other day on a video, like they were blaming me because they bought the vehicle in March because of the tax credit ending and they felt like they were pressured to. But I'm just trying to basically show you all the data and tell you everything I look at because we look at this every single day in terms of inventory and what could happen, whether price increases could happen or price decreases could happen at the end of the day. But let me know what your thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments and then, of course, our last topic. But before we do that, this video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link. Down below in the description is a Patreon link where you can support the channel. And there's a variety of benefits, but some of them include scheduling a call with me, where you can ask me any questions about buying a Tesla, selling a Tesla, or even financing a Tesla. And after you join the Patreon, you get a link to my buying guide, which has links to all the credit unions and banks that I use to get the best possible deal on a Tesla, including those banks that have as low as 2.99%, but more realistically 3.7%. So definitely check it out. Link down below in the description. And as an added benefit, I do respond to all DMs in the Patreon app at a certain level. So if you want to ask me a question or ask me multiple questions, I will definitely answer them. Link, check it out. So check it out. Link down below in the description. All right, let's jump into this. It's probably going to be a short stream because at 6 o'clock we do have a Patreon member call scheduled, so we will definitely get on that and answer any questions that they got. But let's run through this. Which rims would you recommend for the Tesla Model Y, 19 or 20-inch rims? Oh, let me leave this on the screen before people get upset when they come in and see the headline and the title, because there is a Model 3 that has a over $1,700 discount, and it's right here in the middle of the screen. Let me highlight it. There you go. Good evening, Paul. Thanks for coming in. Which rims would you recommend for the Model Y, 19 or 20? 19s, 100%. Unless you can get a deal on the 20s, then get the deal. But I've had the 20s, and if I were to do it again, I'd probably just do the 19s because it's a staggered setup as well as the 20s. And of course, I would probably just paint it black because then you save a little money. This Fufu can't get enough cringe videos, desperately trying to get any types of views. Hey, we're working hard over here, but thanks for coming in. Your username fits. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's for them. Nice. We appreciate it. Be nice. Thank you. How many alts do you have? Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jonathan and Shakes. I know your username is, I wish I could call you by a different day, but thank you all for the support. And thanks for dropping by every single day and checking out the videos. And of course, hitting the like button and all that. Do you think Chevy is a loss leader? Maybe they could make money out of that model. Yeah, maybe they're losing money on every single Chevy Bolt they sold. So maybe that's why, we got to cut this. Picking up Model Y performance tomorrow, finally. Nice. Congrats to you. Of course, I know you know about it, but check out our Tesla accessory partners down below in the description where you can get some extra discount to anybody that's about to buy a Tesla or just bought one. Check it out. We've got Tamai, Jawa, Tesloid, MAGBAK, and of course 3D Mats USA. A lot of you have been using the 3D Mats USA for the premium floor mats, so definitely thank you for all that. What inventory number do you think that the Model 3 has to get before Tesla makes another price cut? I've never seen inventory levels above 700 units. Yeah, Alex, that's a great point. Usually I want to say maybe Tesla is used to for the 200 to 200 inventory level. And then this is not a good sign that when it got up to 600, they did the price cut and now it only went down to 400. So we should see in the near future what's going to happen. But there's got to be a bottom at this. They just literally cannot keep cutting prices over and over again. But maybe they can. Maybe their profit margin per each vehicle is like $20,000 $40,000, and they can go from 60 down to 40 if they really want to. It's confusing that the Model X price went up while inventory kept going up. Caleb, yes, completely agree. I think they did that as more of a psychological price increase with adding the free supercharging to really show to anybody that's got a pre-existing order, like, hey, you should take delivery now because prices are going up. And yeah, for whatever reason, you should take delivery now. What bank has 3% financing? LOL. Actually, there's a couple of them. Link down below in the Patreon link. One of them that I know a lot of people have been getting is 3.74% for 60 months. And there's actually one credit union on that list that's a little bit more strict, but I did confirm with a member, they just got it this past week, 2.99%, but it's really strict too. It's really hard to get into that one, so I would not recommend it. Model X prices will come down. I think Tesla is trying to trick the market. Yes, 100%. They're just playing games. Really, at the end of the day, Tesla's playing a lot of games, really. I do think the Model 3 2024 is going to same prices as the 2023 model right now. I want to buy a car, but I don't know if I should wait or not. Please advise. I think it's going to be the same price, if not a little bit more. Tesla needs more Tesla model types. Yeah, 100%. Can I get the $7,500 EV tax credit more than one time in the same fiscal year if I buy 2 or more Teslas? Well, Omer, what I'll say to that is I've seen it done before. Place my order today for my Model Y long range, hoping one more discount or perk shows up before delivery. And I'm waiting for Tesla show inventory getting a bit low, hoping for June delivery. And actually, Marks, thanks for that, because that is going to be our next topic. So thank you and shout out to Marks for posting this question about inventory and discounts and incentives. And so my next topic I'm going to get into is what could be or what potentially could be the next upcoming incentives for the Tesla vehicles, for especially the Model 3 and Model Y, and really what incentives and promotions have I seen in the past couple of years that we've been following the Tesla market. So we'll take a look at it. And I want to kind of field this question out to you all too, to see what would you be interested, or what incentives or promotion would you want to see on a Tesla Model 3 or Model Y. But if you're just joining in, my name is Dennis. I love talking about Tesla hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on a Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested. And today's video is actually sponsored by my Patreon link down below in the description if you want to support the channel and get access to the best Tesla buying guide out there that has interest rates as low as 2.99 to 3.7%. So definitely check it out if you're interested. So let us take a look at this. So I posted this poll the other day too, and shout out to Marks for posting this question about the incentives that could be potentially coming. But I asked the question, what incentive would you want Tesla to give you? Of course, I fibbed on the poll question, but the first one was a low subsidized interest rate, 2.99 to 3.99. So I've never seen that happen before in the past, but I think with a lot of the information that we got from the 10Q and what Tesla has done in the past, I certainly feel like this would be a great opportunity for Tesla to incentivize interest rates. A lot of other manufacturers do this. I mean, I just saw a Ford deal that was like a 2.99% rate that they used through their Ford financing company and things like that. And so Tesla, I really feel like this would be a great opportunity to do this. And it would be a game changer, that's for sure. Because at the end of the day, Tesla vehicles, they're expensive, but a lot of people look at this as a monthly payment or an affordability matrix. So at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever makes sense for us as a consumer and as a buyer for month-to-month payments. Free supercharging. So we're talking about, like, if this incentives or promos that come at the end of June, what could potentially happen? Because Tesla works in end of quarter fashions. They have released all the promotions and incentives by the end of each quarter. And so I really feel like free supercharging will be coming back for the Model 3 and the Model Y. And you know, I noticed that I said coming back because the last time they did this was in December, just a short 4 or 5 months ago, where they released 10,000 free supercharging miles for the Model 3 and the Model Y if you took delivery by the end of the year. So they could easily bring this back, and I think they will bring this back for the Model 3 and the Model Y, and probably it's going to be like 5,000 at first or 10,000 miles at first, and they're just going to slowly tick that up to 15 and then 20,000 miles. But the one caveat with that is when they do release free supercharging incentives like that, they do put a time limit on it. So it's like 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, or anything like that. So definitely be aware of that. The next thing is going to be free option credit. This is a little promotion that is never really promoted on the public, but what that is basically if you place an order for a white, black Model 3 with 18-inch rims, the cheaper rims, and they come to you and say, hey, we've got a white, black Model 3 with the 19-inch rims. We'll give you that Model 3 if you take delivery today or this week, and we'll waive the cost of the extra $1,000 to $2,000 fee or option free for those rims. So that's what's called a free option credit. You've probably heard me say that more time and time again. So I certainly feel like that could be another incentive that they will roll out. And the last one is what we talk about almost all the time on the channel is demo discounts, showroom discounts, damage disclosure discounts, anything like that. I really feel like Tesla's going to raise up the notch on that, and they're going to put a lot of demo inventory discounts as they already have, but we're going to see a lot of those by the end of the June timeframe. So if you're waiting, if you can wait, if you don't need a car right now, certainly be on the lookout and push out to see if you can wait and take delivery by June. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Let me know what you would want to see. What kind of promos and incentives would you like Teslas to see? Because at the end of the day, I really feel like Tesla can't keep dropping the price over and over and over again. There's really going to be a bottom where it's just not going to work anymore, and they got to figure out different ways and other ways to figure this out. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let me know what your thoughts on it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for hitting the like button, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. See ya.